We are in a time of revelation. And this is not about religion or even the Bible. It's about that things that have been going on to subdue you is being brought out in the open. The sheet is literally being pulled down for you to see how you've been betrayed all the way around. It does not matter if you're Pan-African. It does not matter if you're Hebrew Israelite, Moor, Kimite, Aboriginal American or American Aboriginal. It does not matter. You're being lied to. People are preying on you. People that look like you are preying on you. You just represent a dollar to them. And all they're concerned with is their hustle. They don't care how you might be left destroyed because they pimping you. We don't have any more time, and I've said this before, but I guess people not listening. We don't have any more time for this foolishness. The time for you to be jumping from camp to camp to camp is over. You better get real clear about who the hell you are. This is not about the American Aboriginal movement. People keep saying that. They keep saying that this is about us wanting to be Native Americans. No. There is no American Aboriginal movement. There is no American Aboriginal movement. No, what you have is an awakening. You need to go to your elders and ask them about your family tree. Ask them who you descend from. Ask them about what happened in your family's past. Know these things. It's important. Do your family tree while you still can without it costing you any money. You can go to familysearch.org with your mother's name. If you don't know her, look up your mother. Get that information about yourself. You see, all these people out here telling you you're ancient Hebrew and Egyptian and Moor and all this stuff. If that's true, then when you do your family tree, it should match all of that. This is not about me saying believe me. No, I'm telling you to do your homework on yourself. Stop letting these other people tell you who you are. The people who know who you are is your elders in your family. Go ask them. They're not responsible for your family history. Your elders are. Since they're responsible for your family history, those are the people you should be turning to get your truth, not anybody else. You have got to stop all of this madness because 2020 census is coming around, and that's a very important census. It is a very important census. I'm not going to ask you to believe anything beyond what your elders tell you and what you can show and prove about yourself with your family tree. That's all that matters. It's what you can show and prove about your family with your family tree. You see, I'm pretty sure there are some folks that don't want you to go that route. They don't want you to go and talk to your elders, and they don't want you to go and do your family tree. Because that would mean that you would stop listening to them, and you would stop supporting all of their activities, and you would stop giving your money to them. So they're going to keep you snowed so that you'll continue on giving your money to them. But see, right about now, this is bigger than that. You need to know who you are and what is yours by your birthright. as long as you choose to stay Kimite and Pan-African, all these different ideologies, you're the fool. And you'll always be the fool. People yelling about other people who are supposedly scamming, those folks will always have a refuge with you, because if you lack knowledge of self, you will continue to support that which does not support you. You will continue to support that does not represent you. You will continue on receiving the same treatment you receive in this particular society, because first off, you're at home. That's why you at the bottom of the barrel. You make the American dream possible because you don't know that this is your home and that other people are feeding off of your inheritance, which is this land and its resources. So that would be many of our people who would deny their own truth. They wouldn't. You know what? There are people who grandmothers did their job and told them who they were, but they deny it, and they are Pan-Africans, and there are a whole bunch of different ideologies. For the most part, the masses of our people lack knowledge of self, and the only way they're going to get real knowledge of self is if they stop following other people and believing what other people tell them about themselves. Go know for a fact who you are. Talk to your elders. You still have family elders? Talk to them. Find out who you descend from. Then go do your family tree. There are more than enough resources on the internet for you to do your family tree. More particularly, do your maternal family line, meaning your mother. You trace from your mother to your grandmother, your mother's mother, then from your mother's mother to her mother's mother. See? That's how you do, because our people are matrilineal. Matrilineal, meaning it is the mother that gives you your identity, your nationality, your clan affiliation. Your mother. I'm not saying don't find out who your father's people are. I'm not saying that. That's important too, but the most important aspect of your family tree is, where does your mother's trace to? Y'all need to stop all this craziness. I'm not talking about these so-called conscious people and they platforms and so forth. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about our people, the Negroes, the American Negro, standing idle, don't know who he is, and thinking he's going to be able to continue standing idle in no man's land, wearing no real identity, but a bunch of fake identities. You better find out who you are, because like I said, things are changing, and we're heading towards 2020. That census is the most important census that our people will ever take. They don't know it, but it is. You have to be real clear about who you are. And if you're one of those suckers, I mean, come on, we're going to have to call it like it is. People who would rather go and do a DNA test, even though the manufacturers would tell you that that's for entertainment purposes only, and you go and you will claim those identities. They say that you have genetic similarities to. Godspeed with that one. But if you want to use that information, far be it from me to tell you not to. So go ahead and use that information. But I'm going to tell you, It's a price to be paid. And that's what our people are not getting. They're not understanding that there's a price, an unbelievably large price to be paid for not knowing for a fact who they are. There's a price to be paid for not talking to your elders and getting the lowdown on your family stories and your family history. There is a price to be paid when you don't do your family tree, when that's the ability to do so without it costing you any money. You can always pay somebody to do your family tree, but I am a firm believer that when you do it yourself and you let your eyes see how they cataloged your people, you're going to find all kinds of information. You might find old documents, old deeds, and paperwork from different interactions that your ancestors may have had. That's all that stuff is very important. You might even find newspaper articles, but it's important that you see these things. That's why I tell people the best spent time that you could ever have is doing your family tree yourself, because you need to see those things. You do. You need to see your ancestors' names. You need to seek out your ancestors. Trust me, you do. Because there's a healing that occurs when you seek out your ancestors. Not seek out folks you don't know nothing about, somebody else, some stranger came along and told you, oh yeah, that's your ancestors. No, we're not talking about them. We're talking about you doing your paper chase. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. You need to see how the game was played on your ancestors. You need to see that with your own eyes. You don't need me to tell you about it. You don't need any genealogist to tell you about it. You need to get out there and do it for yourself. Because our people's biggest problem is they don't believe who they are. They don't believe someone who's not trying to get any money out of them, somebody who don't have a hustle to profit from, they don't believe those people, and that's all right. But I say be across the board with that belief stuff. Don't believe anybody. Go do your family tree. Go sit down and have those long conversations with your family elders. Now, some people may not have any family elders. Do your family tree. But it's no excuse for our people to be sitting back here being pimped left and right, listening to people who don't have a dog in this hunt. Majority of the people, they not even from this area we call the United States, this part of America, if America at all. And they're speaking for you. You can't allow that. That's why I say, go do your family tree and talk to your elders. That's their job, to tell you who you are and where your people came from. It's their job to tell you your family history. Because these other folks, they have agendas. And those agendas are not about helping you and lifting you and changing anything for our people. It's about self-enrichment. It's about devilment, because some of these people are not getting paid, and what they're doing is plain devilment. So the ball is in your court, Negro man and Negro woman. Let me correct that. American Negro man and American Negro woman. Don't believe me? Go do your family tree and talk to your elders. Stop being gullible and look out for yourself.